Hi dear friends, today we are going to take up section 150 under chapter 11 itself. Section 150 deals with manner of selection of independent directors and maintenance of data bank of independent directors. Subsection 1 of section 150 states that subject to the provisions contained in subsection 5 of section 149, an independent director may be selected from a data bank containing names, addresses, and qualifications of persons who are eligible and willing to act as independent directors maintained by any body, institute, or association as may be notified by the central government having expertise in creation and maintenance of such data bank and put on their website for the use by the company making the appointment of such directors, provided that responsibility of exercising due diligence before selecting a person from the data bank referred to above as an independent director shall lie with the company making such appointment. Subsection 2 of section 150 states that the appointment of independent director shall be approved by the company in general meeting as provided in subsection 2 of section 152 and the explanatory statement annexed to the notice of the general meeting called to consider the said appointment shall indicate the justification for choosing the appointee for appointment as independent director. Subsection 3 of section 150 states that the data bank referred to in subsection 1 shall create and maintain data of persons willing to act as independent directors in accordance with such rules as may be notified. Here we have to refer Rule 6 of Companies Appointment and Qualification of Directors Rules 2014, which says compliance is required by a person eligible and willing to be appointed as an independent director. I'll repeat the name of the rule, Rule 6, which states compliance is required by a person eligible and willing to be appointed as an independent director. Subrule 1 of Rule 6 states that every individual A who has been appointed as an independent director in a company on the date of commencement of the company's appointment and qualification of directors, 5th Amendment Rules 2019, shall within a period of 13 months from such commencement, or B who intends to get appointed as an independent director in a company after such commencement shall before such appointment apply online to the institute for inclusion of his name in the data bank for a period of 1 year or 5 years or for his lifetime, and from time to time take steps as specified in Subrule 2 till he continues to hold the office of an independent director in any company, provided that any individual, including an individual not having been, may voluntarily apply to the institute for inclusion of his name in the data bank. Subrule 2 of Rule 6 states that every individual whose name has been so included in the data bank shall file an application for renewal for a further period of 1 year or 5 years or for his lifetime within a period of 30 days from the date of expiry of the period up to which the name of the individual was applied for inclusion in the data bank, failing which the name of such individual shall stand removed from the data bank of the institute, provided that no application for renewal shall be filed by an individual who has paid lifetime fees for inclusion of his name in the data bank. Subrule 3 of Rule 6 states that every independent director shall submit a declaration of compliance of Subrule 1 and Subrule 2 to the board each time he submits the declaration required under subsection 7 of section 149 of the Act. Subrule 4 of Rule 6 states that every individual whose name is so included in the data bank under Sub-Rule 1 shall pass an online proficiency self-assessment test conducted by the institute within a period of 2 years from the date of inclusion of his name in the data bank, failing which his name shall stand removed from the data bank of the institute. Provided that an individual shall not be required to pass the online proficiency self-assessment test where he has served for a total period of not less than 3 years as on the date of inclusion of his name in the data bank as a director or key managerial person as on the date of inclusion of his name in the data bank in one or more of the following, namely, listed public company or unlisted public company having a paid up share capital of rupees 10 crores or more, or body corporate listed on any recognized stock exchange or in a country which is a member state of the Financial Action Task Force on Money Laundering and the regulator of the securities market in such member state is a member of the International Organization of Securities Commission, or bodies corporate incorporated outside India having a paid up share capital of $2 million or more, or statutory corporation set up under an Act of Parliament or any state legislature carrying on commercial activities, or in the pay scale of director or equivalent or above in any ministry or department of the central government or any state government and having experience in handling the matters relating to commerce, corporate affairs, finance, industry or public enterprise, or the affairs related to government, companies or statutory corporations set up under an Act of Parliament or any state act and carrying on commercial activities. In the pay scale of Chief General Manager or above in the Securities and Exchange Board or the Reserve Bank of India or the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India or the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority and having experience in handling the matters relating to corporate laws or securities law or economic laws. Provided further that for the purpose of calculation of the period of 3 years referred to in the first proviso, any period during which an individual was acting as a director or as a key managerial person in 2 or more companies or body corporate or statutory corporations at the same time shall be counted only once. Provided also that the following individuals who are or have been for at least 10 years an advocate of a court or in practice as a chartered accountant or in practice as a cost accountant or in practice as a company secretary shall not be required to pass the online proficiency self-assessment test. This is what Rule 6 states. And we come to the end of section 150 with the last subsection which states, that is subsection 4, that states the central government may prescribe the manner and procedure of selection of independent directors who fulfill the qualifications and requirements specified under section 149. So section 150 has 4 subsections, and we touched upon Rule 6 also, which is relevant to section 150. In our next session of audiobook, we will be touching upon section 151 and the relevant rules. Section 151 deals with appointment of director elected by small shareholders. Hope this audiobook is being useful to all. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.